Hello there, and welcome to The Sleepy Scientist. Tonight we drift into a quieter layer of the natural world, one that forms slowly beneath the surface of the earth, hidden from light and sound. This is the world of crystals. Patient structures grown not in moments, but over thousands and sometimes millions of years, shaped by heat, pressure, and time moving at its gentlest pace. Before we begin, allow your body to settle. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breathing slow without effort. There is nothing you need to focus on and nothing you need to remember. Imagine a deep stillness surrounding you, like being held inside the earth itself, where everything moves slowly and nothing rushes. Crystals are born in silence. They form as atoms arrange themselves again and again in repeating patterns, building order without instruction. Each layer grows calmly upon the last, creating shapes that feel deliberate and balanced, as though nature itself is resting while it creates. This slow formation gives crystals their sense of calm permanence, a feeling that nothing about them is hurried or unstable. Many crystals grow in complete darkness, deep underground where time passes unnoticed. In these quiet spaces, heat rises gently, minerals dissolve slowly, and structures assemble themselves with perfect patience. There are no sudden movements, only steady progress. This hidden growth mirrors the kind of rest the mind seeks when it finally lets go of the day. Crystals do not change quickly. Once formed, they remain stable, holding their shape through centuries of stillness. They are not shaped by weather or wind, and they do not react to passing moments. This steadiness gives them a grounding presence, one that feels reassuring and calm, as if they're quietly reminding us that rest can last. Light interacts with crystals softly. When it touches their surfaces, it slows, bends, and spreads, creating gentle reflections rather than harsh glare. The way light moves through crystal feels soothing to the eye, turning brightness into something calm and measured, like a soft glow rather than a flash. Crystals exist without intention. They do not seek beauty, yet beauty appears naturally in their symmetry. They do not aim for balance, yet balance emerges on its own. This effortless order allows the mind to relax, letting go of control and trusting that calm can arise without effort. Tonight, we will explore the most relaxing facts about crystals, how they form, how they remain stable, and how their quiet presence can help the mind slow down and drift toward rest. If you enjoy these gentle journeys into science and stillness, you're always welcome to subscribe and return whenever you need calm. For now, let your thoughts soften, let your breathing deepen, and allow the quiet structure of crystals to settle into your imagination. Let us begin. Crystals form through one of the slowest and calmest processes found in nature. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, minerals dissolve into warm water and then begin to settle as conditions change. Atoms arrange themselves patiently into repeating patterns, stacking layer upon layer with no rush and no awareness of time. This quiet assembly can take thousands or even millions of years, creating structures that feel steady, balanced, and deeply grounded. The mind instinctively finds comfort in this slowness, where nothing is forced and everything unfolds naturally. Once a crystal forms, it remains remarkably stable. Unlike living things that grow, age, and decay, crystals hold their structure for vast spans of time. Their internal patterns do not weaken or wander. Each atom stays aligned, locked gently into place. This permanence creates a sense of reliability and calm, as if the crystal has already reached a state of rest and simply remains there, unchanged and content. Crystals often grow in complete darkness, far from sunlight and sound. In these hidden spaces, there are no disturbances and no sudden changes. Heat moves slowly, pressure remains steady. Growth happens without interruption. This quiet environment allows crystals to develop with perfect patience, mirroring the kind of deep stillness the mind seeks when it begins to relax into sleep. The shapes of crystals arise naturally from their internal order rather than external shaping. They do not need carving or polishing to become balanced. Their geometry emerges automatically as atoms repeat the same arrangement again and again. This effortless symmetry feels calming because it suggests that order does not require control, only time and consistency. Light behaves gently when it touches crystal surfaces. Instead of reflecting harshly, it bends, slows, and spreads, creating soft glows and subtle highlights. This interaction turns brightness into something soothing rather than stimulating. Watching light move through crystal feels like watching time slow down, helping the eyes and mind relax together. Crystals do not react emotionally to their environment. Heat, cold, pressure, and stillness are all accepted equally. Nothing triggers urgency or resistance. This neutrality creates a peaceful presence where conditions are simply allowed to be as they are. The mind often mirrors this acceptance, letting go of judgment and settling into calm. Many crystals form in water-filled spaces, where movement is already gentle and unhurried. Minerals drift slowly through the liquid, attaching themselves carefully to growing structures. This process feels almost meditative, like thoughts settling one by one into a quiet pattern. The imagery alone encourages relaxation and mental clarity. Crystals hold energy in a steady and predictable way, vibrating at consistent frequencies due to their orderly atomic structure. These vibrations are not chaotic or overwhelming. They're stable and rhythmic, contributing to the calming sensation people often associate with crystals. This steadiness can feel grounding, like a slow and reliable pulse beneath the surface. Crystals do not compete for space or resources. Each one grows where conditions allow, without interfering with others nearby. This peaceful coexistence creates an image of harmony, where everything has enough room to exist without pressure or comparison. The mind finds ease in this balance. Crystals remind us that beauty can emerge quietly. They do not seek attention and they do not change rapidly. Their calm presence develops slowly and remains steady. This quiet endurance encourages the listener to slow down, breathe more deeply, and allow rest to arrive naturally rather than being chased. Crystals form through one of the most patient processes in nature, deep beneath the earth where time moves almost imperceptibly. Warm, mineral-rich water carries dissolved elements through tiny cracks in rock, and as conditions slowly change, those minerals begin to settle. Atom by atom, they arrange themselves into repeating patterns, stacking gently without awareness or urgency. This quiet construction can take thousands or even millions of years, creating a structure that feels settled and complete, as though it has always known exactly where each piece belongs. Once a crystal has fully formed, it enters a state of remarkable stability. Its internal structure remains fixed and orderly, holding the same pattern without drifting or weakening. Unlike living things that must constantly adapt, crystals simply remain. This steady presence gives them a grounding quality, where nothing is in motion internally and nothing needs correction. They feel finished, calm, and at rest. Many crystals grow in total darkness, far below the surface where no sound reaches and no light ever touches. In these quiet chambers, pressure remains steady and heat moves slowly. Growth unfolds without interruption, without distraction, and without awareness of passing time. This hidden development mirrors deep rest, where the mind no longer reacts to the outside world and simply exists in stillness. The shapes crystals take are not chosen or designed. They emerge naturally from the way atoms bond and repeat. This means balance and symmetry arise without effort. No decision is made and no adjustment is required. The crystal becomes orderly simply by following physical laws. This effortless harmony feels soothing, reminding the mind that calm order does not need control. Light interacts with crystals in a gentle and calming way. Instead of bouncing sharply, light slows, bends and spreads as it passes through clear surfaces or reflects from polished faces. This soft interaction turns brightness into glow and glare into warmth. Watching light move through a crystal can feel hypnotic, encouraging the eyes to relax and the thoughts to soften. Crystals remain emotionally neutral to their surroundings. Heat does not excite them and cold does not distress them. Pressure does not overwhelm and stillness does not bore. Every condition is accepted equally. This neutrality creates a sense of peace, where nothing is judged and nothing is resisted. The mind often mirrors this calm acceptance when focusing on crystals. Water plays a quiet role in the formation of many crystals. Within slow-moving underground pools, minerals drift gently before settling into place. This gradual movement feels almost meditative, like thoughts slowing and arranging themselves into calm clarity. The image of minerals floating and settling naturally invites deep relaxation. Crystals vibrate at steady and predictable frequencies because of their ordered atomic structure. These vibrations are consistent and smooth, never chaotic or sharp. This steady rhythm is one reason crystals often feel grounding. The sensation is subtle but comforting, like a constant gentle hum beneath the surface of stillness. Crystals do not compete or rush to form. Each one grows only when conditions allow, without interfering with others around it. Space is respected naturally. Growth happens peacefully, creating an environment of quiet coexistence. This harmony reflects a world where everything has room to exist without pressure. Crystals remind us that beauty can develop without attention. They're not formed to be admired, and yet their patterns feel timeless and calming. Their presence encourages patience and stillness, allowing the listener to slow their breathing, release tension, and rest in the quiet certainty that some things are meant to take time. Crystals develop in environments where nothing happens quickly. Deep beneath layers of rock, heat rises slowly and pressure remains constant for ages at a time. In these conditions, minerals dissolve into surrounding fluids and begin their patient journey towards structure. There is no sudden moment of creation. Growth happens quietly, layer by layer, in silence so complete that time itself seems to soften. This slow emergence gives crystals their calm presence, shaped by patience rather than force. The internal structure of a crystal is one of perfect repetition, where atoms align in predictable and steady arrangements. Each atom finds its place and remains there, creating a lattice that does not wander or shift. This consistency continues throughout the entire crystal, giving it an internal stillness that feels deeply reassuring. Nothing inside a crystal is restless. Everything is settled and balanced, creating a sense of peace that feels almost tangible. Many crystals remain untouched for most of their existence, hidden away inside rock formations where no movement or light ever reaches them. They rest in darkness, unaffected by surface weather or passing seasons. In these quiet spaces, nothing changes quickly. This prolonged isolation creates a feeling of deep rest, where existence continues without interruption or awareness of the outside world. When crystals are finally exposed to light, the transition is gentle rather than dramatic. Light moves slowly across smooth faces, revealing soft reflections and subtle colours. There is no harsh brightness. Instead, light becomes something calming and warm, spreading evenly rather than striking sharply. This soft illumination encourages the eyes to relax and the mind to follow. Crystals do not age in the way living things do. They do not weaken or lose structure over time. Their form remains stable and unchanged, allowing them to exist across centuries without deterioration. This quiet endurance creates a comforting sense of permanence, where rest feels continuous rather than temporary. The growth of crystals often happens in complete stillness, without vibration or sound. Unlike environments filled with movement and noise, crystal formation unfolds in silence. This absence of sound mirrors deep sleep, where the mind releases stimulation and settles into calm awareness. Crystals respond to external forces slowly and evenly. Changes in temperature or pressure influence them gradually, never suddenly. This gentle response allows crystals to remain composed even when conditions shift, creating a sense of adaptability without stress. The surfaces of crystals reflect order rather than chaos. Each face meets another at precise angles, creating shapes that feel intentional even though no intention exists. This natural order feels soothing because it suggests that balance can arise without effort or control. Crystals exist without urgency to grow larger or change form. Once conditions no longer support growth, they simply remain as they are. There is no striving or dissatisfaction. This quiet acceptance creates a sense of completeness, where nothing feels unfinished. Crystals quietly remind us that stillness can be powerful. They do not move quickly or demand attention, yet they endure. Their calm presence encourages the listener to slow down, breathe deeply, and allow rest to arrive naturally, without being forced. Crystals form in places where time feels almost absent, deep within the earth where change happens so slowly that it barely registers. Heat rises gently through stone, pressure settles evenly, and minerals dissolve and move at a pace too subtle to notice. In this quiet environment, atoms begin to align themselves, repeating the same pattern again and again without interruption. Nothing rushes this process. Each layer waits patiently for the next, creating a structure that feels calm, deliberate, and entirely at ease with the passage of time. Inside a crystal, every atom holds its place without resistance. There is no internal struggle or shifting. The arrangement remains steady and consistent, creating an internal stillness that never wavers. This stable order gives crystals a feeling of deep rest, as though everything within them has already settled into its most comfortable position. The mind naturally responds to this image by slowing down, releasing tension, and resting in that same sense of balance. Many crystals spend most of their existence hidden from view, surrounded by rock that muffles movement and blocks light completely. In these silent chambers, there are no disturbances and no sudden changes. Growth continues quietly, unaffected by surface events. This long isolation creates an atmosphere of deep calm where nothing interrupts the steady rhythm of formation. It is a kind of rest that feels uninterrupted and complete. When crystals finally encounter light, the interaction feels gentle and unhurried. Light does not strike or glare. It bends softly, moving through transparent surfaces or resting quietly on polished faces. Colours appear gradually, subtle and calming rather than bright or intense. This soft play of light invites the eyes to relax and encourages the mind to linger without effort. Crystals remain unchanged by emotion or intention. They do not react to being admired or ignored. Heat, cold, pressure and stillness are all received equally. This emotional neutrality creates a peaceful presence, where nothing is judged and nothing is resisted. The mind, when focusing on crystals, often begins to reflect this same acceptance, letting thoughts drift without attachment. The environments where crystals form are often filled with slow-moving water. Minerals float gently before settling into place, attaching themselves carefully to growing structures. This quiet movement feels almost meditative, like thoughts drifting slowly before settling into clarity. The image of minerals gently finding their place encourages the listener to let thoughts settle naturally. Crystals hold their structure without needing constant reinforcement. They do not require repair or renewal. Once formed, their internal order remains intact for immense periods of time. This durability creates a sense of safety and reliability, where nothing is fragile and nothing feels at risk of falling apart. The shapes crystals take reflect a natural balance between repetition and variation. While patterns repeat consistently, no two crystals are exactly the same. This subtle individuality within order feels calming, suggesting that uniqueness can exist peacefully within structure. The mind finds comfort in this quiet harmony. Crystals do not seek to grow endlessly. When conditions change and growth slows, they simply remain as they are. There is no striving to become something more. This acceptance of completion creates a feeling of contentment where nothing feels unfinished or lacking. Crystals quietly demonstrate that stillness does not mean inactivity. Even while appearing motionless, their internal structure continues to exist in perfect balance. This quiet presence encourages the listener to rest, without feeling the need to stop thinking completely, allowing calm awareness to remain. Crystals emerge from environments where nothing competes for attention. Deep within rock layers, conditions remain steady for unimaginable lengths of time. Temperature changes happen gradually, pressure settles evenly, and space itself feels still. In this quiet balance, minerals begin to align without resistance, building structure through repetition rather than force. This kind of formation creates a presence that feels calm and trustworthy, shaped by patience instead of urgency. Within a crystal, order exists without effort. Atoms do not struggle to remain in place. They settle naturally into positions that feel balanced and complete. This internal harmony creates a sense of deep rest, where nothing inside the crystal seeks movement or change. The mind often mirrors this stillness, easing into a slower rhythm where thoughts feel less demanding. Many crystals grow in sealed spaces where nothing enters or leaves for thousands of years. These enclosed chambers protect them from vibration, light, and disturbance. Growth unfolds quietly in isolation, uninterrupted by external events. This long solitude gives crystals a feeling of self-contained calm, where existence feels peaceful and uninterrupted. When crystals are exposed to the surface, they carry the calm of their origin with them. Even in open air and light, they retain the stillness formed underground. Their presence does not become restless or reactive. They simply remain as they are, holding the quiet memory of their slow formation within their structure. Crystals respond to touch without change. Holding them does not alter their form or disturb their internal order. They remain steady, offering a sense of grounding through their weight and texture. This stability can feel reassuring, like placing a hand on solid ground after a long day of motion and noise. The colours found within crystals often develop slowly through trace elements that settle gently during formation. These colours do not fade or shift easily. They remain soft and consistent, creating visual calm rather than stimulation. Looking at these subtle hues encourages the eyes to relax and the mind to linger peacefully. Crystals exist without cycles of exhaustion or renewal. They do not require rest because they never become depleted. Their structure holds steady without effort, creating a sense of endless calm. This uninterrupted stability can help the listener release the idea that rest must always be earned or recovered. The symmetry found in many crystals arises naturally from physical laws rather than design. Each repeating pattern forms without intention, yet results in balance that feels soothing and complete. This natural order suggests that harmony can emerge without control, allowing the mind to relax its need to manage or organize. Crystals do not react to time passing. Days, seasons, and centuries leave no mark on their structure. This resistance to change creates a feeling of permanence that can be deeply comforting, where nothing feels temporary or fragile. Calm becomes something that lasts rather than fades. Crystals quietly demonstrate that growth does not need visibility. Most of their formation happens unseen, in darkness and stillness. This hidden development encourages the idea that calm and strength can build quietly within, without display or urgency. It is a reminder that rest can be productive simply by being. Crystals grow in places where nothing interrupts the flow of time. Deep beneath the surface, layers of rock insulate them from vibration and noise. Heat rises gently and pressure remains steady, creating an environment where change unfolds without disturbance. In this stillness, growth becomes effortless, allowing structure to emerge without tension or resistance. The internal arrangement of a crystal remains constant even as the outside world changes. Earthquakes, erosion, and shifting landscapes occur far above, yet the crystal remains unchanged in its quiet chamber. This separation from surface chaos gives crystals a sense of deep safety, as though calm has been protected and preserved for ages. Crystals do not experience beginnings or endings in the way living things do. Their formation blends seamlessly into their existence, and once formed, they simply continue. There is no moment of completion that demands recognition. This smooth continuity allows existence to feel unbroken and gentle. The surfaces of crystals often develop naturally smooth faces that meet at calm, predictable angles. These shapes feel balanced and reassuring, inviting the eyes to move slowly across them without strain. The mind follows this visual order, settling into a quieter rhythm with each gentle line. Crystals exist without awareness of purpose or value. They do not know if they are rare or common, admired or ignored. This lack of self-reference allows them to remain entirely at ease, unaffected by judgment or attention. Observing this neutrality can help the listener release the need for evaluation and comparison. Water that carries minerals toward crystal formation moves slowly and evenly. It seeps through rock rather than rushing, depositing material gently where conditions allow. This gradual movement mirrors calm breathing, encouraging the mind to slow its pace and rest. Crystals hold their form even when surrounded by different materials. They do not absorb chaos from their environment or lose structure when exposed. Their boundaries remain calm and clear, creating a sense of quiet resilience that feels steady and comforting. Light passing through transparent crystals slows and bends, creating soft internal reflections that feel almost suspended in time. These gentle shifts in brightness invite the eyes to linger and relax, turning attention inward and encouraging a meditative state. Crystals do not react to external changes with urgency. Shifts in temperature or pressure influence them gradually, allowing plenty of time for adjustment. This slow response creates an image of adaptability without stress, where nothing needs to be fixed quickly. Crystals quietly show that stillness can coexist with strength. Though they appear delicate at times, their internal order gives them durability and endurance. This balance between calm appearance and inner stability offers a comforting reminder that softness does not mean fragility. Crystals form in places where silence is complete. There are no vibrations from footsteps, no echoes of movement, and no shifting air. In this quiet, minerals arrange themselves without distraction. Growth unfolds in a calm, uninterrupted way, allowing structure to emerge gently over long stretches of time. This deep silence feels protective, as if the crystal is being held in rest while it forms. The balance inside a crystal is maintained without effort. Each atom remains exactly where it belongs, not because it is forced to stay, but because the arrangement itself is naturally stable. Nothing needs to be held in place or corrected. This effortless balance creates a sense of calm reliability that the mind instinctively trusts. Crystals do not experience fatigue. They do not wear down from holding their structure, and they do not need recovery. Their form remains steady without cost or strain. This endless stability offers a comforting image of rest that does not need renewal, where calm simply continues. Many crystals grow slowly along natural boundaries in rock, filling open spaces gently rather than breaking through forcefully. They adapt to the shape of their environment, expanding only where room is available. This gentle cooperation with surroundings creates a feeling of harmony rather than resistance. Crystals remain unchanged by attention. Whether held, admired, or left unseen, their internal structure stays exactly the same. They do not react to observation or expectation. This independence from awareness gives them a peaceful, self-contained presence that feels complete on its own. The clarity found in some crystals develops gradually as impurities settle and structure stabilizes. This process happens slowly, without effort, until transparency emerges naturally. The idea of clarity arriving through patience rather than force can feel deeply soothing to the mind. Crystals do not respond to time emotionally. Long periods pass without creating urgency or loss. Their existence remains steady, unaffected by the passage of days or centuries. This timeless quality allows the listener to let go of schedules and expectations, resting fully in the present moment. The weight of a crystal feels grounding without being heavy. Holding one can create a quiet connection to the earth, a sense of solidity that feels reassuring. This physical stillness often encourages the body to relax and settle. Crystals often form in clusters where multiple structures grow side by side without conflict. Each one follows its own pattern, yet together they create a harmonious whole. This peaceful coexistence offers an image of balance without competition or pressure. Crystals quietly teach that order does not require control. Their patterns emerge naturally from physical laws, not from planning or intention. This gentle reminder allows the mind to release the need to manage or organize, making space for rest. Crystals often begin forming in tiny, unnoticed spaces within rock, where nothing appears to be happening on the surface. These narrow openings slowly fill as minerals settle, attaching themselves with quiet precision. Growth does not push or force its way outward. It waits patiently for space, expanding only when conditions allow. This gentle cooperation with surroundings creates a feeling of ease and acceptance, where nothing feels rushed or strained. The internal calm of a crystal remains unchanged even when the environment around it shifts. Pressure may increase, temperatures may rise or fall, yet the structure holds steady. This quiet resilience allows the crystal to exist peacefully through change, without reacting to it. The image encourages the mind to remain calm even as thoughts drift and fade. Crystals do not experience imbalance. Their structure distributes energy evenly throughout, creating a sense of internal harmony that never tilts or sways. Nothing inside pulls too strongly in one direction. Everything feels settled and supported. This balance can feel deeply reassuring, like lying on perfectly level ground where the body naturally relaxes. Many crystals grow in slow pulses rather than continuous expansion. Growth pauses, resumes, and pauses again as conditions change. These gentle cycles happen without urgency or frustration. Waiting becomes part of the process rather than an obstacle. This rhythm mirrors deep rest, where nothing needs to happen quickly for calm to remain. Crystals hold memory and structure rather than thought. Each layer reflects the conditions under which it formed, quietly preserving moments of heat, pressure, and stillness. This silent memory does not create weight or burden. It simply exists as part of the whole, reminding us that the past can remain without disturbing the present. The smoothness found on crystal faces develops naturally over time as atoms align precisely. No polishing is required for balance to appear. This natural refinement feels calming because it suggests that gentleness, not force, creates clarity. The mind often responds by softening its own edges. Crystals do not absorb chaos from their surroundings. Even when exposed to movement, sound, or handling, their internal order remains untouched. This steady core creates a sense of safety, where calm feels protected and secure no matter what happens externally. Light interacting with crystal interiors can create slow, shifting reflections that appear to hover in place. These quiet movements draw attention inward rather than outward. Watching these subtle changes can feel meditative, helping thoughts slow until they barely move. Crystals exist without preference for warmth or cold. They remain composed through temperature changes, accepting each condition without resistance. This neutrality encourages the listener to release judgment and simply allow sensations to pass. Crystals quietly demonstrate that stability can feel gentle. Their strength is not rigid or harsh. It is calm, consistent, and patient. This kind of strength invites rest rather than tension, offering a model of peace that endures without effort. Crystals often form where the earth itself feels calm and settled, in regions that have remained undisturbed for immense periods of time. These environments do not experience sudden shifts or violent change. Instead, they hold a steady quiet that allows structure to emerge slowly and confidently. This stable setting gives crystals a peaceful origin, one rooted in consistency rather than disruption. The internal order of a crystal creates a sense of quiet predictability. Every part aligns with the same pattern, repeating gently without variation. This repetition is not boring or rigid. It feels comforting, like a familiar rhythm that never surprises. The mind naturally relaxes when exposed to patterns that remain steady and dependable. Crystals exist without urgency to respond. External conditions may shift gradually, yet there is no immediate reaction. Everything adjusts at its own pace. This slow response allows crystals to remain composed, offering an image of patience that feels deeply calming to observe. Many crystals grow in environments filled with mineral-rich water that moves almost imperceptibly. This water carries material slowly, depositing it carefully where it belongs. The process feels gentle and intentional, like thoughts settling into place when the mind finally relaxes. Crystals do not require balance to be maintained consciously. Their structure naturally distributes weight and energy evenly, creating stability without effort. Nothing leans too far or pulls too strongly. This effortless equilibrium encourages the body to release tension and rest comfortably. The clarity seen in some crystals develops through long periods of quiet refinement. Small imperfections settle naturally as structure stabilizes. Over time, transparency emerges without force. This gradual clearing mirrors the way the mind becomes clearer when given enough time and calm. Crystals remain unaffected by attention or neglect. Their structure does not change whether they are observed or forgotten. This independence from external awareness creates a peaceful presence that feels complete on its own, free from expectation or pressure. Crystals can exist for ages without ever being touched. During this time, nothing inside them changes. This long stillness creates a sense of deep rest that feels continuous and uninterrupted, like sleep that lasts without waking. The surfaces of crystals often reflect light in soft, measured ways that do not overwhelm the senses. Reflections appear gently and fade slowly, allowing the eyes to move naturally without strain. This subtle visual rhythm encourages relaxation and inward focus. Crystals quietly show that calm does not require stillness alone. Even as subtle processes continue within them, their overall presence remains peaceful. This balance between activity and rest offers a gentle reminder that calm can exist even while life continues quietly beneath the surface. Crystals often form in places where the earth feels almost motionless, where layers of stone have rested quietly for ages without shifting. In these spaces, there is no pressure to move or adapt quickly. Everything remains steady long enough for structure to emerge naturally. This sense of geological stillness creates a calming image, where growth feels safe and unhurried. The repeating patterns inside a crystal create a sense of quiet reassurance. Each layer mirrors the one before it, extending the same calm order throughout the structure. This repetition feels comforting rather than dull, like a steady rhythm that never asks for attention. The mind often relaxes when it senses this kind of reliable pattern, allowing thoughts to slow without effort. Crystals do not resist their surroundings. They grow only where space allows and pause when conditions change. There is no forceful expansion or strain. This cooperation with the environment creates a feeling of harmony, where existence feels supported rather than challenged. The idea gently reminds the listener that rest does not require pushing forward. Many crystals develop over long periods of calm stability, where temperature and pressure change so gradually that nothing feels disruptive. These slow transitions allow the structure to remain balanced at every stage. Change becomes something gentle and manageable, never sharp or alarming. This smooth adaptation helps the mind feel safe while letting go. Crystals exist without awareness of scale. Whether large or small, their internal order remains the same. There is no sense of comparison or need to become something else. This quiet self-sufficiency encourages acceptance, allowing the listener to feel complete without striving. The surfaces of crystals often form flat faces that meet at predictable angles. These shapes feel settled and intentional, even though they arise naturally. The eye follows these lines calmly, moving without effort. This visual ease translates into mental ease, helping attention soften and drift. Crystals remain calm even when handled or moved. Their structure does not shift in response to touch. This steadiness creates a grounding sensation, as though calm can be held physically. The body often responds by relaxing its own tension. The formation of crystals often involves long periods of waiting, where nothing visible changes. During this time, internal order quietly strengthens. This invisible progress feels reassuring, suggesting that calm can deepen even when nothing seems to be happening. Crystals do not react to sound or movement around them. Vibrations pass by without effect. This separation from external noise creates a sense of inner quiet that feels protected. The listener may feel invited to find a similar stillness within. Crystals quietly embody patience. Their existence shows that beauty and stability emerge not from speed, but from allowing enough time. This gentle lesson encourages the mind to slow down, breathe deeply, and settle into rest without expectation. Crystals often grow in places where movement has long since faded, where layers of earth have settled into quiet agreement. In these calm zones, nothing presses for attention and nothing demands speed. Growth unfolds without interruption, allowing structure to appear naturally and remain undisturbed. This deep geological calm gives crystals a presence that feels settled and reassuring. The internal structure of a crystal creates a sense of quiet confidence. Every atom aligns in a way that supports the whole, distributing balance evenly without effort. There is no internal struggle or imbalance. Everything feels supported and held, creating an image of stability that encourages the mind to relax and release tension. Crystals form without awareness of time passing. Days, years, and centuries blend together as conditions remain steady. This absence of timekeeping allows growth to feel timeless, creating a peaceful image where nothing is counted and nothing is lost. The mind often finds rest in this idea of endless present. Many crystals grow in slow stages, pausing when conditions change and continuing when calm returns. These pauses are not failures or delays. They are part of the natural rhythm of formation. This gentle cycle teaches that rest and progress can exist together without conflict. Crystals do not respond to change with urgency. Shifts in temperature or pressure influence them gradually, giving structure time to adjust. This slow response allows calm to remain intact, offering an image of adaptability without stress or reaction. The clarity seen in some crystals develops through long periods of quiet refinement. Small irregularities settle naturally as atoms find stable positions. Over time, transparency emerges without force. This gradual clarity mirrors the way thoughts soften when given patience and stillness. Crystals exist without concern for their surroundings. Whether buried deep underground or resting in open air, their internal order remains unchanged. This independence from environment creates a sense of inner calm that feels protected and self-contained. The surfaces of crystals often reflect light in a soft and measured way, allowing brightness to appear without glare. Reflections move gently and fade slowly, giving the eyes permission to rest. This visual calm encourages inward focus and relaxation. Crystals remain stable even when separated from their place of formation. Once grown, their structure holds firm wherever they are, This quiet resilience creates a feeling of safety, where calm feels portable and enduring. Crystals quietly demonstrate that peace can be consistent. They do not shift between states of tension and rest. Calm remains steady and reliable, offering a model of stillness that continues without effort. This steady presence invites the listener to settle more deeply into rest. Crystals often begin forming in places where the earth feels deeply settled, where layers of stone have rested together for ages without disturbance. In these quiet depths, pressure does not fluctuate suddenly, and heat moves slowly and evenly. This stable environment allows growth to unfold gently, giving crystals a sense of calm that feels rooted and secure. The idea of such deep stability invites the mind to rest, knowing nothing needs immediate attention. The order inside a crystal does not fade or loosen with time. Each atom remains aligned in the same calm pattern, creating a structure that feels dependable and steady. This unchanging arrangement suggests a kind of quiet trust, where nothing needs monitoring or correction. The mind often relaxes when imagining something that stays balanced without effort. Crystals do not experience stress when conditions shift slightly. Small changes in temperature or pressure are absorbed gradually, allowing the structure to remain composed. This slow response creates an image of resilience that feels gentle rather than rigid, reminding the listener that calm can adapt without breaking. Many crystals grow alongside others, sharing space without competition. Each structure follows its own internal pattern while remaining part of a larger formation. This peaceful coexistence creates a sense of harmony, where individuality and togetherness exist comfortably side by side. Crystals spend much of their existence untouched by movement or sound. Vibrations from the surface rarely reach their hidden chambers. This long isolation allows them to develop in uninterrupted stillness, offering an image of rest that feels complete and protected. The surfaces of crystals often develop smooth planes that meet in calm, predictable ways. These gentle angles guide the eye slowly, creating a visual rhythm that feels soothing rather than stimulating. The mind follows these lines naturally, easing into a quieter state. Crystals do not react to being held or observed. Their internal order remains unchanged regardless of attention. This independence from awareness gives them a peaceful presence, where existence feels complete without validation. The listener may find comfort in this idea of calm self-sufficiency. The formation of crystals often includes long pauses where nothing visible happens. During these periods, stability deepens quietly beneath the surface. This unseen progress suggests that rest itself can be meaningful, even when there is no outward change. Crystals maintain their structure without needing renewal or repair. They do not tire or weaken. This enduring stability creates a sense of safety, where calm feels reliable and long-lasting rather than temporary. Crystals quietly show that patience creates strength. Their calm presence is not the result of speed or force, but of allowing enough time. This gentle lesson encourages the listener to slow their breathing, release tension, and let rest arrive naturally. Crystals often form where the earth has grown quiet after long periods of change. Once mountains have risen and settled, once heat has softened and cooled, these calm pockets remain. In such places, nothing presses forward and nothing collapses inward. Growth happens only when conditions feel safe, allowing structure to emerge without resistance. This sense of safety is what gives crystals their grounded and peaceful presence. Inside a crystal, balance exists without awareness. Each atom supports the next, creating a structure that feels calm from the inside out. There is no internal pull toward movement or adjustment. Everything rests exactly where it belongs. This image of complete inner balance can help the mind release the need to constantly check or correct itself. Crystals do not experience interruption. Their formation is not paused by sound, light, or activity. Even when the world above changes dramatically, the space where crystals grow remains quiet. This separation from surface events creates a feeling of deep insulation, where rest feels protected and uninterrupted. The calm strength of crystals comes from consistency rather than force. They are not hardened through struggle, but through repetition and patience. Layer after layer settles gently into place, creating durability that feels soft and steady. This kind of strength feels comforting, reminding the listener that resilience does not need tension. Crystals exist without awareness of being rare or common. They do not know their value or appearance. They simply remain as they are. This absence of comparison creates a peaceful neutrality, where nothing is judged and nothing competes. The mind often finds relief in this idea of existing without measurement. Crystals grow in alignment with natural rhythms rather than external schedules. When conditions allow, growth continues. When they do not, growth rests. There is no frustration in waiting and no urgency in continuing. This rhythm feels natural and forgiving, offering a model for rest that includes pauses without guilt. The surfaces of crystals feel cool and steady to the touch, offering a physical sense of calm. This coolness is not sharp or uncomfortable. It feels grounding, like resting against stone that has known stillness for ages. The body often responds by relaxing its own tension. Crystals hold structure without rigidity. Their order allows for subtle flexibility at the atomic level, preventing brittleness while maintaining form. This balance between firmness and gentleness creates a sense of calm adaptability, where stability does not feel restrictive. Crystals remain composed even when removed from their place of origin. Once formed, their internal calm travels with them. This portability of stillness creates a reassuring image, where peace does not depend on environment but exists within structure itself. Crystals quietly remind us that rest does not mean absence of presence. Even while appearing motionless, they exist fully and completely. This gentle presence encourages the listener to rest without feeling disconnected, allowing awareness to soften while remaining grounded. Crystals often emerge in places where the earth feels settled into quiet acceptance, where movement has slowed to almost nothing. These environments do not rush creation. Instead, they allow matter to arrange itself gently, guided by steady conditions rather than force. This slow permission to form gives crystals a presence that feels calm and trustworthy, as if they carry the memory of deep rest within them. The internal symmetry of crystals creates a sense of order that never demands attention. Each repeating pattern exists quietly, supporting the whole without drawing focus to itself. This effortless organization can soothe the mind, offering a reminder that balance does not require constant effort or control. Crystals grow without resistance. They do not push aside their surroundings or claim space aggressively. They simply occupy the room that is available to them. This peaceful coexistence with their environment creates an image of harmony that invites the listener to relax and let go of unnecessary tension. Crystals do not react emotionally to change. Shifts in temperature or pressure are met with slow adjustment rather than stress. This calm response creates a feeling of emotional neutrality, where stability remains intact even as conditions evolve. The mind often finds comfort in imagining this steady adaptability. Many crystals develop in total darkness, far beneath the surface where light never reaches. In this absence of visual stimulation, formation continues quietly and confidently. This deep darkness feels safe rather than empty, offering an image of rest that exists beyond distraction. The surfaces of crystals often appear polished even before they are touched. Their natural planes form clean edges and smooth faces that reflect light softly. This gentle reflection encourages the eyes to relax and the mind to follow without strain. Crystals exist without needing renewal. They do not require energy input to maintain their structure. Once formed, they remain complete. This sense of self-sustaining calm can ease the listener into rest, suggesting that peace can persist without effort. Crystals do not seek attention or recognition. They remain unchanged whether observed or ignored. This quiet independence creates a soothing presence that feels steady and dependable, free from expectation or pressure. The weight of a crystal feels grounding when held. It carries the quiet density of the earth itself, offering a subtle reminder of stability and support. This physical sensation often encourages the body to relax and settle. Crystals embody the idea that calm is not something added, but something revealed when conditions allow. Their existence shows that stillness emerges naturally when there is patience, safety, and time. This gentle truth invites the listener to release tension and drift more deeply into rest. Crystals often form in environments where nothing changes quickly. Heat fades slowly, pressure settles gently, and time stretches without interruption. In these conditions, matter is given permission to arrange itself without stress. This unhurried beginning gives crystals a quiet confidence, as though they were born knowing there was no need to rush. The internal structure of a crystal holds its shape without tension. Every part supports the whole evenly, creating balance that feels natural rather than enforced. There is no strain inside the structure, only quiet cooperation. This image of effortless support can help the mind soften and release its own need to hold everything together. Crystals do not grow toward a goal. They do not anticipate an end state or strive for completion. Growth happens only as conditions allow, and when it pauses, nothing is lost. This gentle relationship with progress encourages a feeling of peace, where rest and growth feel equally valid. Many crystals remain buried for millions of years without being disturbed. During this time, they exist in complete stillness, unaffected by seasons, weather, or surface life. This deep separation from constant change creates an image of rest that feels absolute and secure. The way crystals interact with light is calm and measured. Light enters, bends and returns softly, never scattering harshly. Reflections feel slow and intentional, allowing the eyes to follow without effort. This gentle visual rhythm encourages mental quiet. Crystals do not react to touch with warmth or cold immediately. They respond slowly, maintaining their internal temperature with patience. This gradual exchange creates a grounding sensation that feels steady and reassuring, helping the body relax naturally. Crystals exist without awareness of their surroundings. They do not respond to noise, movement, or presence. This quiet independence allows them to remain calm regardless of external activity. The mind often finds comfort in this idea of peace that cannot be disturbed. The formation of crystals often includes long periods of complete rest. During these times, nothing shifts or rearranges. This stillness is not empty, it is full of stability. This concept gently reassures the listener that rest itself can be meaningful and complete. Crystals maintain clarity without effort. Their internal order does not blur or fade over time. This steady clarity creates a sense of calm reliability, where nothing needs constant adjustment or correction. Crystals quietly reflect the idea that calm is strongest when it is consistent. Their presence does not fluctuate or demand attention. They remain steady, balanced, and complete. This gentle steadiness invites the listener to slow their breathing, ease their thoughts, and drift deeper into rest. Crystals often form where the earth feels deeply settled, where layers of stone have stopped shifting and simply rest together. In these calm spaces, there is no urgency and no pressure to change. Growth happens quietly, guided by patience rather than force. This peaceful beginning gives crystals a presence that feels calm, steady, and reassuring. Inside a crystal, order exists without effort. Each part fits naturally with the next, creating balance that does not need correction. Nothing pushes out of place and nothing pulls away. This quiet cooperation creates a feeling of inner calm, as if everything is being gently held exactly where it belongs. Crystals do not react to the passing of time. Whether centuries move by or millennia unfold, their structure remains unchanged. This timelessness creates a sense of rest beyond clocks or schedules, where nothing is measured and nothing is rushed. The mind often finds comfort in this endless present. Many crystals form slowly in total silence, far beneath the surface of the earth. No sound reaches them and no light interrupts their stillness. This deep quiet allows formation to continue without distraction, creating an image of rest that feels complete and protected. Crystals do not resist their surroundings. They grow only where space allows and pause when conditions shift. This gentle relationship with the environment creates harmony rather than conflict. The idea encourages the listener to soften and allow rest without pushing against the moment. The surfaces of crystals often appear smooth and balanced, shaped naturally without polishing. Light moves across these surfaces calmly, reflecting in soft patterns that do not strain the eyes. This gentle interaction with light encourages the mind to slow and wander peacefully. Crystals remain stable even when moved from one place to another. Their internal order stays intact regardless of environment. This quiet portability of calm suggests that peace can exist within structure itself, not just in specific surroundings. Crystals do not change in response to attention. Whether admired or unnoticed, they remain the same. This independence from observation creates a peaceful sense of self-sufficiency, where existence does not depend on validation. The weight of a crystal feels grounding when held, offering a physical sense of stability. It carries the quiet density of the earth, reminding the body that support is always present beneath it. This sensation often helps muscles relax and breathing deepen. Crystals quietly teach that calm does not need to be created. It emerges naturally when conditions allow enough time and safety. This gentle truth invites the listener to release effort, settle into stillness, and drift toward rest without expectation. Crystals often take shape in places where the earth feels completely at rest, where nothing presses upward and nothing sinks downward. These spaces remain unchanged for long stretches of time, allowing matter to settle into calm arrangements. This deep stillness becomes part of the crystal itself, giving it a presence that feels quietly grounded and unshaken. The internal order of a crystal creates stability without effort. Each part supports the others naturally, without strain or correction. There is no imbalance, no urgency to adjust. This sense of effortless balance can soothe the mind, encouraging thoughts to loosen and drift without resistance. Crystals grow without awareness of direction. They expand evenly, guided only by the conditions around them. There is no sense of striving forward or falling behind. Growth unfolds quietly, creating an image of progress that feels peaceful and unpressured. Many crystals form in environments where change arrives slowly and gently. Temperature shifts are gradual and pressure remains steady. These soft transitions allow structure to remain calm at every stage, offering a reminder that change does not have to feel disruptive or overwhelming. Crystals exist comfortably in darkness. They do not depend on light to form or remain stable. This ease within darkness creates a feeling of safety, where rest feels natural rather than empty. The mind may find comfort in this idea of calm existing without stimulation. The surfaces of crystals guide attention gently. Edges meet at predictable angles, and reflections move slowly across their faces. The eyes follow these shapes without effort, allowing focus to soften and settle into a quieter state. Crystals remain unchanged by surrounding noise or movement. Vibrations pass without effect, leaving their internal order undisturbed. This quiet resilience offers an image of peace that stays intact regardless of what happens nearby. Crystals do not require care to maintain their structure. Once formed, they remain complete. This sense of self-sustaining calm can ease the listener into rest, suggesting that peace does not need constant attention. The density of a crystal carries a feeling of stability. When imagined or held, it creates a sense of grounding that draws awareness downward, away from racing thoughts and into the body. Breathing often becomes slower and deeper in response. Crystals quietly show that calm grows stronger when nothing interferes. Their existence is shaped by patience and time rather than force. This gentle lesson invites the listener to release effort, allow stillness to deepen, and drift further into rest. Crystals often form in spaces where the earth feels finished with movement, where layers of stone have settled into quiet agreement. In these places, nothing pushes forward and nothing collapses inward. Time stretches gently, allowing structure to emerge without interruption. This deep geological calm becomes part of the crystal itself, giving it a presence that feels settled and safe. The internal patterns of a crystal remain consistent no matter how long it exists. This unchanging order creates a sense of trust, where nothing needs to be monitored or corrected. The idea of something remaining balanced without effort can help the mind release its own constant adjustments and slowly relax. Crystals do not react to the world around them. Light may pass across their surfaces and sound may move through nearby space, but their internal calm remains untouched. This quiet independence creates a feeling of protection, as if peace exists behind a gentle boundary that cannot be disturbed. Growth within a crystal happens layer by layer, each addition resting softly against the last. There is no sudden shift or dramatic transformation. Everything unfolds gradually, creating an image of progress that feels smooth and reassuring rather than demanding. Crystals remain composed even when conditions pause their growth. When the environment changes, formation simply waits. There is no loss and no frustration. This natural patience teaches that rest is not an interruption, but a necessary part of stability. The symmetry found in crystals gives the eyes something gentle to follow. Lines repeat calmly, angles meet predictably, and reflections remain soft. This visual steadiness encourages the mind to slow, allowing attention to drift without effort. Crystals exist without concern for purpose or outcome. They do not need to be useful or admired to remain complete. This absence of expectation creates a peaceful presence, reminding the listener that rest does not require achievement. The mass of a crystal feels steady and grounding. It carries the quiet weight of the earth itself, offering a subtle sense of support. Imagining this weight can help the body relax, easing tension and inviting deeper calm. Crystals hold their form without resistance. They do not fight change or cling to it. Instead, they remain stable through acceptance, creating an image of calm resilience that feels gentle rather than rigid. Crystals quietly remind us that calm is built slowly and maintained through consistency. Their steady presence reflects a kind of peace that does not fade or fluctuate. This gentle idea invites the listener to let go, breathe slowly, and sink deeper into rest. As our quiet journey through the calm world of crystals slowly comes to an end, allow the stillness to remain with you. Crystals remind us that rest does not need to be earned and calm does not need to be chased. It grows naturally when time is allowed to move at its own gentle pace. Just as these structures form patiently beneath the earth, your own sense of peace can settle softly without effort. Let your thoughts drift now, becoming lighter and less defined. There is nothing left to focus on and nothing left to understand. The steady rhythm of your breathing is enough. Each inhale brings ease and each exhale releases the weight of the day. Like a crystal resting in darkness, you're safe in stillness. If sleep is arriving, allow it to come naturally. There is no need to guide it or wait for it. Rest will meet you where you are, and if you're simply resting, let that be enough. Calm has no deadline. Thank you for spending this peaceful time with the Sleepy Scientist. If these gentle explorations help you unwind, you're always welcome to return. Until then, may your thoughts soften, your breathing slow, and your rest deepen, steady and quiet, like the patient calm of crystals resting within the earth. Good night.